Hi there, welcome back to the Second Chance Garden video. So summer is almost over and we're getting into fall and winter season. It would be the best time to get started with sort of prepping for the new season. And today what I wanted to do is to do some maintenance work on my ornamental hot pepper plants. I have two ornamental hot pepper plants and one of them is Bolivian rainbow, which we have here right now. And the other one is black pearl. They did very well during the summertime and I plan to keep them both. But since I didn't really do much with these plants during the summertime, they've grown, naturally, and they look a little bit sort of out of control in a way. They've grown to all sorts of directions, and yeah, so what I wanted to do first is to sort of cut back on these plants. Then I will replace the soil media. I can easily replace the soil media in springtime, say half a year from now, but since I'm at it today, I think I'm going to replace the soil as well. So let's get started. Now, this Bolivian rainbow is going quite well, and from the top, as you can see, it's grown to all sorts of directions, right? So the first thing first, I wanted to take some of the ripened peppers for collecting seeds. So let's just find the ones that are in bright red. So here is one of them. I'm taking it, and I have a little plastic cup here just to sort of deposit these, and I'm just going to keep going with collecting some of the ripened pods. All right, there's one in the middle right there, and I have a few. The tons of purple ones, they're still sort of in the process of maturing, I guess. So now, since the red ones are out, I'm looking at this overall plant, and what I normally wanted to do is to cut the ones that are growing inward, not outward. You want the branches to go outward and just have some space in between so that the air flow will be a lot better. And one thing that I noticed immediately is this one. You see this branch? This is coming inward. Yeah, I feel bad cutting things off while there's some fruits on them. But the thing is, they're going to grow back anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this branch off as close to the spot that's originating this branch. So there it is. So this is out. I'm going to set this aside and just, I think the best thing to do is to start with one and take a look at the, the overall plant and see what else you can do. So I don't really see any other branches are directly growing towards inward. However, as you can see, just some of the branches are going too long, and this one right here is one of them. So I do want to cut back that branch as well. So I'm going to say, I would cut it right around this area. There you go. A little bit more contained, and I will continue doing so. Now I also noticed that this front part, this branch right here, is growing kind of weird way. They're not growing inward, but they're forming this shape right here. I don't know if you can see this one this way and this one that way. I don't really think that I want that to be too much of a distraction, so I will cut it here like so. And the other one that's going this way, this one, I'm going to cut it off also. There. All right. It starts to look a little sad, but no worries. They're going to grow back. All right. Let's see what else I can do. I think I can cut back a little bit more compact this way. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see. It's good to check time to time so that you know exactly what you wanted to do next. And I'm thinking this part is a bit long, so I'm going to cut a little bit, not too much. Right. And also at the bottom here, this little leggy thin branch coming out, actually I will cut it off. Let me see if I can show it better. Maybe this way is better. There you go. So this part right here, closer to the bottom, I'm cutting it off. All right, here we go. I'm keeping this one just because this looks pretty sturdy. But now I noticed that the starting one is forming this Y formation, and this one is sort of in the way of other branches, so I might, let's see, I think I'm going to cut this one right here. Okay. I know it's getting smaller and smaller, but that's okay. That's the whole point anyway. So I'm checking once again just to see overall look of it, and yeah, I think it's all right. This part is a little bit going outward. I'm sort of contemplating on what to do about that. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this part because this is also sort of going sideways. It's a little bit weird way of, yeah, growing. So I think I'm going to cut this one off. Yeah, so it became really compact now, but that is okay. There you go. Trying to see if there's anything more that I can do without completely just cutting it down to bare bones, because I'm not, in a way, not overwintering this thing. I'm going to let it grow even during the winter time. So let's see, still a little bit uneven. This part is a little too bushy, but let's see. All right. I think it's all right for the time being. I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is now. Okay, so now I'm moving on to black pearl. Let's just take a look and see. I haven't really looked at it closely, so yeah, I might be in for some surprise. I'm going to set this one aside. Okay, so here we have my black pearl plant. Once again, it's also grown sort of out of proportion in a way. Doesn't even fit into this camera now. And it's doing well. As you can see, there's some new growth coming out right there and there. Yeah, in general, it's doing just fine. But, you know, the branches like this one right here and this one right here, it's just sort of, yeah, like not going all over the place. So I do want to trim it down. But first thing first, just as I did with the other one, Bolivian Rainbow, I'm going to save some of the pods. So this one's ripened, you know, bright red. It's beautiful. I'll cut that off. And I'll do that first all around. See if I can find more. Some of them are really tiny. This one's really tiny there. I might just leave it on. But then I might end up cutting the entire branch. We'll see. So, but I still do see some red ones. Well, most of them are kind of tiny. Well, this one right here, this one's pretty plump. I'll cut that off and set this aside. Let's see if I can see any more of those. I mean, other ones are pretty small, so yeah, okay. From the bottom, as you can see, that the main almost tree-like stem is pretty sturdy. It's holding everything very well, so I have no complaint there. What I wanted to do is to start from the ones that are sort of sticking out. So this one right here, you know, there are 2 points that I immediately noticed, and this one right there, I do wanted to cut that off. All right, so here we go. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one is sticking out. Nothing wrong with it, but you know, I do want it to sort of contain this plant so that it looks, you know, somewhat compact. Okay, so that too is, those 2 branches are out. I'm going to take a fresh look at it to see what else I can do. All right. I'm going to clean off the bottom a little bit too. There's some branches that are really not doing anything. And yeah, I mean, there's a tiny flower there, but you know, I wanted to keep the bottom sort of clean and clear of anything, just so that the airflow is better. So that was that. Let me see if there's anything else. Once again, some of the congested part I might want to clear out, but I don't see anything that's growing inward directly in really a drastic way. So I need to take a closer look at it. Let's see. This is going to be a sort of a minor chop offs. Here we go. I think I can cut this one out. I still do want it to look bushy, so I'm not doing anything drastic. But I guess I'm going to clear out some of the weaker branches that really not doing too much. So that there will be better airflow. Once again, I think that's very important for any plants, so that that'll prevent from getting some, you know, like pest problems and fungus and such. And taking off some of the old leaves. Right. Well, so it turns out though, it's been doing somewhat well and it well behaved, other than those 2 large branches. So once again, I think I'm just doing tiny cuts, pruning, just to keep it contained. Let me see, maybe I can cut this one off. This is more like an art than science, and obviously, you know, the overall look matters as well. I think I could have cut this one even more, so let me do that right there. That's better. Yeah. Now I'm sort of trim it around to sort of make it a little more compact. That's what I'm going to do now. Right. All right, what else? Sorry about the noise in the background. It happens all the time. Okay. Other than a few more cuts, I think it's in okay condition. Something. All right, I'm just gonna look for the congestion a bit and make some cuts. Oh, this one's sort of going inward, so I'm gonna cut this I don't know if you can see it's going inward this way. I don't need that, so I will chop that off. There. There you go. I think it's getting much better. And I saved a few pods that are still growing, which is all right. Yeah, I think I'm all right with this. Right, so the next thing is for me to replace the soil media. And I wanted to prune it first so that it's easier to handle, and I will be right back. Okay, so I took both plants out of their pots, and I wanted to quickly show you two things. So number one, I wanted to show you the root structure for each. And yeah, I mean, slightly pot bound. It's not that crazy. I think black pearl one's a little bit more crazier, as you can see. So I'm going to, you know, obviously loosen these soil media up a little, and I might just cut away some excess roots. And number two, I also wanted to show you that I did a little bit more pruning, and as you can see, all the branches are going outward and a lot more airflow. The same thing goes for black pearl. You see you can see the branches where they're coming from. Pretty much in the middle is really not much is there, but that's what I wanted to get it to be, and it's gonna grow back once again anyway to get bushy, so that's all right. Okay, so why don't I just get on with repotting, and I will show you the final product. Okay, so I am back from repotting these two ornamental hot pepper plants, and as you can see, these plants, both of them can fit in the camera now. So there is a drastic difference after the pruning. And as I mentioned earlier, I pruned even further so that you know, there is a good airflow going in the middle. You don't see any congestions in the middle right now. And you know, obviously, they don't look aesthetically fantastic right now, but they are set up to look great in, say, 2 to 3 months from now. They are going to continuously put out new leaves, and I'm hoping that they will put out more pods, you know, the colorful pods that they're known for closer to the holiday time. That would be really fantastic. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching.